The Washington State Legislature is set to convene for the 2025 session next week, and they'll have to deal with a multi-billion-dollar shortfall. Murrow News fellow Albert James is in Olympia with how Governor-elect Bob Ferguson differs with his Democratic allies in the legislature.
As legislators gather in Olympia to debate ideas on housing, education, and health care, overshadowing them is a projected budget shortfall of over $12 billion over the next 4 years.
We know we have a pretty significant budget shortfall this year, and so that's going to be a challenge for us in accomplishing these goals that we have.
Democrats hold majorities in both the House and the Senate. They say they're going to sift through the budget to find savings, like delaying the expansion of some social programs. But they ultimately believe it'll take new sources of money like a wealth tax or a high earner payroll tax to address the shortfall.
We are going to need additional revenue to pay for the investments that the people of the state want us to be making in a prosperous future for Washington.
Republicans, though, blame overspending and say cuts are the only way to address the budget deficit.
A tax on jobs is going to make it harder to find a job. A tax on innovation is going to make it harder for companies to succeed here, that is going to grow new tax revenue. A tax on housing is going to make it harder to solve all the challenges with affordable housing that we talked about earlier. We have got to do a better job. We can definitely find room in the budget to balance it without new taxes.
Governor-elect Ferguson also says cuts, not new taxes, are the way to go.
We are not going to tax our way out of this thing. Not going to happen, right? I'm proposing a 6% cut across state agencies. I want to be clear, some agencies will have to take more, some will take a little bit less, but basically the equivalent of 6% is what we're going to have. We exclude from that K through 12 education. We exclude from that public safety.
The governor-elect says state agencies will be asked to find savings in administrative and program costs, a move he says will save the state $4 billion. Ferguson also hopes to get new investments in housing, ferries, and public safety, including a $100 million grant program to hire more police officers across the state. The widespread cuts will be challenging, he says, but it's necessary.
I'm trying to communicate, to the people of the state of Washington and to state agencies that this is how we need to operate when you're facing a $14 billion shortfall.
The 2025 legislative session kicks off on Monday. Governor Inslee gives his final State of the State address on Tuesday, and Governor-elect Ferguson's inauguration will take place on Wednesday. At the state capitol in Olympia, I'm Albert James reporting.